Garding,
What, sir?
translate this in English. Ang uwak ay hinang-hina at naglalakad-lakad.
Okay po. The wak-wak, wik-wik, wok-wok.
Have you ever been in this kind of situation wherein you were asked by a friend or by somebody to translate words in English, and what you just did was to translate the words verbatimly, or let's say word by word, instead of just trying to translate the whole idea or concept? Then this lesson is for you. Oops! You forget something. You have to get to know me first. So here's my intro. In the Philippines, we have several words, phrases, clauses, and sentences that are technically correct when we listen to it. But how come when we are talking to the foreigners and to the native speakers of English, they seem to be not understanding us and they seem to be confused by what we are saying? What's the reason of this? That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about Filipinism. Filipinism refers to the practice of contextualizing thoughts, ideas, and life experiences in Filipino ideal. These are usually grammatically incorrect and are almost results of transliteration. Now, Filipinism can mean two things. The first one is when we use the term to describe words that either do not make sense or are used in an incorrect way. For example, is this phrase, fill up. We often hear this when we are accomplishing forms and written documents. We use this phrase when we are trying to make something completely full. For example, can you fill up the glass with water? Now, when do we use fill out? We use fill out when we are referring to forms or when we are trying to provide information to the forms. For example is, please fill out the forms as one of your job requirements. So the next time you use fill out, make sure that you are referring to the forms. The second one is when a native Filipino speakers add emphasis to certain phrases that are not needed at all. This is so common to us as Filipinos because even I is so guilty of this. We say, can you repeat it again? Repeat it again is a redundancy, which means it doesn't make sense at all because there's already a repetition in the meaning or thoughts in words. Here are other Filipinisms that you must be aware of. First on the list is comfort room. This can be heard only in the Philippines. Instead of saying comfort room or CR, say rest room, bathroom, powder room, loo. Number 2, thanks God. We can use this when we are directly thanking Him. But when we use it as an expression, it is better to say, thank God. 3. Like for example. Another example of a redundancy for the word like already connotes example. Here are other ways to say it. For instance, for example, supposing. For come again. This can be misinterpreted as gross and nasty. If we are requesting someone to repeat what he or she has said, say, I'm sorry? Pardon me? Can you repeat that? 5. High blood. This is used by many Filipinos when someone is angry or mad. High blood pertains to the blood pressure that is higher than normal. also known as hypertension. We don't say it to describe someone as bad-tempered and furious. Xerox. To copy or make a copy. Xerox is a brand of a photocopying machine. Instead of saying, "We need a Xerox of your clearance," say, "We need a photocopy of your clearance." 7 is aircon. This is so common in the Philippines. We can never hear this from native speakers of English. Native speakers of English call this device as AC, air conditioner. 8 is Frigidaire. Filipinos mean this as a refrigerator. Some even call this as ref. It is right to say fridge, refrigerator. 9. Tell me the real truth. The truth is always real. There is no real truth. Just say, "Tell me the truth." 10 is time first. Often heard to children. Based on research, it came and heard from the phrase time freeze. Let's cancel saying time first and let us normalize saying time out. 11. Open/close the light. We don't literally want them to open everything. These are the proper ways to say it. Turn on, turn off the light. Switch on, switch off the light. This is applicable to other appliances too. 12 is chancing. It is understood that someone is taking the chance or the moment to kiss and to sexually assault a person. We can say, "He is taking the chance to kiss her." 13. With regards to. It's grammatical to say, "with regards" or "with regard to." 14. Mineral water. We mean to say distilled or bottled water. 15. We accept repairs. This sounds unprofessional to listen to. We are going to get many customers if we say, "This shop repairs cars or mobile phones." 16 is salvage, mistaken by Filipinos as assassination. It means to rescue or to offer help, especially from a wreckage or ruins. Instead of saying salvage, we can say, "He was killed," "He was murdered." 17. Course. This is asked by Filipinos that mean major. Instead of asking, "What is your course?" we can ask, "What is your major?" 18. Despite of the fact that. This doesn't need the preposition of at all. Just say, "Despite the fact that." 19. Next week. This pertains to the week after the next. Let us say these instead. The week after next. In the next 2 weeks. 20. Advices. This should not be pluralized by adding s because it is an uncountable noun. Let us say these. Pieces of advice. Whole bunch of advice. I received much advice. This English lesson does not intend to mock nor ridicule Filipinos. This intends to give enlightenment and awareness to the things that we can still work on progress. At the end of the day, the primary goal of communication is to convey understanding towards one another. Till we see each other again for another English lesson, you have a great day!